Please click subscribe in the top right corner. It won't interrupt this video, and I'll buy you cake. Hey, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make your heels more comfy. Every time I bought heels I would go half a size smaller just because I didn't like my foot sliding in and out, because I would either get a blister back of my foot, or it would just be so tight that in front in like the toe area it just felt like my feet were like stuck in something way too tight, and obviously that's not comfortable. But I felt like it was the only way to not have my foot slide out. So for years I was wearing anytime that I wore like boots or something that I would wear a sock with, then I would get, like a 6.5, but then anytime I'd get heels I would get a 6, just because I felt that that was the only way I could keep my foot from sliding in and out of the shoe. So then one time I found this pair of shoes that I absolutely loved, and all they had was a 6.5. And of course, every time I tried them on, they felt comfortable, but I knew that the second I started walking, or having to walk faster or like further, I knew that they would start to slip out. So I was like, there was no way I'm leaving these shoes, and they were like a great price, and I was like, I will make these shoes work. So I got these little inserts that you could get for shoes just back here in the heel part, and it just kind of adds cushion. And then in this area here, because I have pretty small thin feet I guess, this area here was also kind of loose, so I put an insole on the bottom too. After that I realized how comfortable those shoes were, and I felt like I could wear them for long nights. I could walk in them, even in the city I could like walk downtown and walk back home in them. And of course my feet were probably a little more exhausted than if I was wearing flats, but it was still doable, and I couldn't get over like why. And then I just realized like it's because this shoe actually fits me and I have cushion in all the right areas. So I just realized that buying half a size or even a size up and putting more cushion inside, then your shoe actually feels almost kind of like a tennis shoe, where it has space where you need space, and then it hugs your foot where it needs to be just hugged and kept in place. So when your foot is kept in place, I feel like the heel of your foot just sits exactly where it's supposed to, and having that cushion there, obviously every time you like step, that feels a lot better. But to me, still the best part was this part, just kind of locking in the foot. So if any of you are having that problem, maybe it was just stupid of me to get a size smaller than my regular shoes, but it kind of just made more sense to me if I wasn't wearing a sock that I was going to need a size smaller. So every time I buy a pair of shoes, I just stick that in just before I wear them out ever. And that was another thing too, that the first time I wore a pair of shoes, that was always the worst until I broke them in. And with putting that in, you never have to break it in a shoe, because it just feels comfortable from the first day. So that was absolutely life-changing for me. Another thing that I like to do for heels, because you're not wearing socks, I like to put in some powder. Obviously there's like shoe powders or foot powders. I just like plain old baby powder. I just think it smells nicer. I think all those other ones always smell so minty, or like they're so manly, I think. So I just put in a tiny bit. Your feet just feel like dry and clean in them all night. So those are my shoe tricks. So if you haven't already tried that, please try it out and see how much more wonderful and more comfortable your feet will feel. So may you have great stiletto walking, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to watch my new video every Monday.